projector on because I know I will forget to, and I've all promised some people.
I know, I saw that several people couldn't come and ask.
Right. Oh, let me, this is great. More people are joining. Hey, Gwen.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. And Judith, and how are you doing? Everybody.
I'm doing real good. How about you?
I'm doing great because so far this seems to be working.
Yeah, this was the easiest one I've gotten onto yet.
All right. Yeah. So I'm recording, so you know that I'm doing that. And hey, listen, while we're waiting for, wait a second. I got to admit Lala. And I got to admit Debbie. Okay. All right. All right. This is good. People are coming in. Let me test something out before the IRC members come.
Okay.
That's this. Hey, Lala, Debbie.
Hello.
And don't feel like you have to put the video on. I know some people don't necessarily want to fix their hair.
I have a beautiful face. If people don't like it, that's their problem, not mine.
I am going to
finally.
I'm going to try something
I don't
here.
know where the video is to not get off. Oh, there it is.
I don't know if you see. Yeah, I'm sharing.
Oh, is that cute?
Okay, so you can see this.
Yeah.
That's just
I know them.
Just this morning. And look at her.
She is such a cutie. Wow. Oh my gosh.
She's growing so fast.
She is.
Yeah.
Pure
delight.
On her own. She's been really good.
Okay. Martha Billings.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Leah. Good. Well, I'm glad that the so once again, we are recording this, and so
And you'll see me folding laundry.
that even
You're
better.
Multitasking.
You may not know this. I have these long hour-and-a-half conversations with my son in Cambodia, and I wonder how he can be so chatty. And then he admitted to me he's doing housework while we're on.
And it kills time talking.
Okay, Leah, hi. Welcome to the meeting. It's good to see you.
Nice to put some names and faces together.
Yeah, that's us. I'll try to do maybe a screenshot to take a family portrait of us all. And really so appreciate you. You were so easy to find a time with. So
Thank you. No,
appreciate it.
That's my job, community engagement.
Are you the one in charge of the whole program, the IRC program? You're in, right?
Leah, introduce yourself and your role.
So Karen, who you used to work with, she has moved positions. She now works for our headquarters office. She's doing great work with our preferred communities sponsorship, which is basically Ukrainians. So now I am your community engagement coordinator. I started the IRC in January as an intern. And then when graduation rolled around, I was hired as a case aide. And then at the end of October, I was hired for community engagement coordinator. So basically what I do is anything that deals with the public or the community kind of goes through me. So volunteering opportunities, internships, donations, whether monetary or physical, working with the teams like you guys, things like that.
Can I ask you something real quick? Excuse me. I might have talked to you. I have another Dothan. I have another temple, and this is off topic, but it's not off topic, guys. I promise. I have another temple in Dothan, and I'm part of 2 synagogues, and I told them about this, and they think it's wonderful, and they've been working with another organization that they're not happy with, and I wanted to know, they wanted me to ask you directly if this can be done in Dothan, Alabama, under Temple Emmanuel, and do you go out of state? Because I know we're Florida, and I'm sorry for asking this, but I've been trying to get this done for my other people bugging me.
No, you're totally right. I do believe that we did speak about it, and I spoke to Karen because I really wasn't sure what we can do. She doesn't really know either. I mean, I don't know in terms of like volunteering, how you guys do and you do the home team. I'm not really sure. I meant to research refugee committees that are in Alabama, since we don't have an IRC office there. And I was going to research them and send them back to you and see if maybe they want to work with one of our partnering organizations as well.
I know, because I'm on the board, I know they would be willing to do that. They just, they really want to adopt a family. Now, this is a Jewish temple, just like we're Jewish, but, you know, their preference, of course, is adopting, they really would like to adopt a Ukrainian family or, you know, a Jewish family, but whatever. I mean, I told them that that's not exactly how it works. When you adopt a family, you adopt a family. It's not like you could ask for all white, you know, Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't do that. That's not how it works. I already explained to them that that's not how it works. It's
we would like only Irish.
Yeah. I told them it's about people in need, and there's more than just Jews all over the world that are in need.
I'd be very surprised about how many people ask for specific groups of people, actually. You really have to work, especially with like the public outcry and knowledge of Ukrainians and Afghans. I think that's why a lot of people ask for those 2 groups, and they just don't realize how much of a need there is for like our Syrian and our African refugees, just because they're not as, you know, like they're not this hyped up, you know, group in the
news
media. Right. Yeah.
So please
I'm going to talk to Karen and look into and see if I can find any refugee committees in Alabama. It's just we don't do cross-state unless it was monetary donations, but we couldn't have them adopt one of our families. They wouldn't be able to be here to like work with them every day like you guys do.
Okay, I appreciate, because I have a board meeting, and I'm going to tell them at the board meeting that I have had contact with you. Like I told them who you guys are, and that you're looking into other organizations that we could do the same thing, but it wouldn't be IRC. I needed to give them an update on Wednesday. So that's why I'm glad this meeting is when it is. And that's why I'm asking when I'm asking you, because Wednesday's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So anyhow. Thank you for answering my question. Thank you. I'm sorry, guys, I took away from ours, but it might be a question you might have if you know a temple from a different state, or you know they don't go out of state.
Hey, speaking of Ukrainians, Leah, did you find someone to take the Ukrainian person to Jacksonville?
No, I haven't yet. That's not something anyone really wants to do, unfortunately. But I get it. I also wouldn't want to try to for 9 a.m. Yeah, that's not something I think I would be interested in. So I was like, I understand volunteer apprehension on that one.
Yeah.
Is it taken from where to where at 9 a.m.?
From Tallahassee to Jacksonville. They have a immigration appointment at 9 a.m. Unfortunately, the immigration office is only located in Jacksonville, Miami, and Tampa. So every time our clients do fingerprints for the government, we have to take them to Jacksonville. It's become definitely difficult, and we've tried to push it back on the clients to figure it out. Usually we can help them find a bus to and from. It's just we don't pick the appointment time. We're given it by the federal government. And with it being 9 a.m., there's no buses that would get them there that early.
Yeah, you'd have
Yeah.
to leave pretty early. You'd have to leave like
Yeah.
6 o'clock just to
Yeah,
be
Yeah.
sure you played it safe. Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Have we talked about the house?
No,
Gary?
let me
Because
just
I
say.
heard from Nafisa last night.
Oh, and
Yeah,
I,
go ahead.
I was just there this morning, and why don't we start the meeting?
No.
And I'll let you know that I think we have 40 minutes. And if we're not done, we all take like a 10-minute break and come back to the same link, and then we should be on. Well, let's get, okay, so Leah, thank you so much for being here. And Cheryl and I, we talk all the time, but yesterday it came up that the house that the Rezais live in, they're coming up with a new, they need to sign a new lease, is what I heard. And Rose probably knows better, but that would have been a 6-month lease.
Mm.
But the Cheryl, and feel free to jump in. It's not a good place.
No, I know.
It's not a good place. It's for so many reasons. And if the landlord was more
Responsive.
on it, it would be different. It would be different. But you can see from the trash around it.
The chickens.
Well, the chickens are good. But he's not getting things done. Matter of fact, the electrical problems they had and the waterfall they had in the backyard,
Yeah.
I had to fix through contractors, and I have been sending him the invoices, the LLC, and I got paid for one, and I'm in no rush. Haven't gotten paid for the plumbing job. In addition, to make things even worse, the city of Tallahassee says there's still a leak
Mm.
in there, and my hopes was that leak was so minor,
Mhm.
because we called my plumber. It's a big company. They're not, and they said they don't do that kind of work, and they gave me a phone number to a company that's all they do, and it's $350 just to have them come out. They don't
Yeah.
fix it. And that's when I decided to let the landlord handle it rather than for me to contract it, pay for it, etc. The house has got lots of problems.
Yeah.
Cheryl, would you care
Can
to?
I ask a quick question? So, from my understanding, Rose and I do not know about them being asked to sign a new lease. Could you further expand on, are we sure it's a lease, or what are they being asked to sign? Because we'd love for them to get out of their lease if they could.
Okay, Cheryl, what have you heard about a lease?
I have not heard anything about a
Okay,
lease.
so let me just say, I think I may have made that up. I heard it somewhere. I'm at the age where I now have false memories, and seriously, I could have a false memory, because most leases are 1 year.
Mhm.
I have a copy of the lease, and I think for just how bad they have been, I think that we could get out of it. I mean, they have not really held up to their side of the bargain on this. And
Do you know if they've gone any extended periods of time without AC, heating, or water?
no, they have not.
No,
My
however, their water
mom's a
bill was.
landlord, so I know
Oh,
what
okay.
I know what the requirements are for, being able to
Okay,
break your lease.
got it.
Hot water,
Okay, maybe.
AC heating.
Got it. I mean, they've been paying an exorbitant water and sewer bill because of the leak, but I guess, but that's different.
Their,
So,
their
and then
electric bill, sorry.
yeah, it's not the electric portion, it's the water and the sewer portion that's been exorbitant. It's not the electric portion, but yeah. So you don't think we can get out of the lease? So what Nafisa wrote me last night, and she said she'd mentioned this to you, Gary, is that there are problems in the bathroom and the kitchen. She didn't tell me what the problems were. She did say they're not new. She said our bathroom is damaged and the kitchen is also damaged. So
Oh.
again, I don't know what it is.
Well, you know about the refrigerator problem.
Yeah, and I
Right.
was there at her house and I asked her what that humming noise was. I mean, it was so loud. I was trying to tutor Rahala and I was like, and I just listened and she said, oh, it does that. I mean, it does that. For how long? It's been doing that. So I asked
It's
Michael,
intermittent.
yeah, I asked her to go in he went in the refrigerator to be sure the food was cold and he said it's cold. But
Yeah.
it just sounds like there's a hurricane inside that kitchen from that refrigerator, and it makes that noise for quite a bit of time before it shuts up, and then it does it. I mean, but she said
Yeah.
that's been going on for a while. But the food
It's
is
been good. Yeah. Pretty
I
much
heard,
since they moved in. Yeah.
yeah, I heard it this morning.
pretty
Good.
loud.
Okay. Yeah. Leah, do we have any recourse? I mean, we would also need a place for them to move to. Is this something that, Leah, is this something that we should pursue, or do we just need to live with it?
It's very
Or do
difficult
they?
to
Yeah.
decide because we are working really hard we have such a hard housing shortage right now. We have a good number of clients in long-term stay hotels. And so it's hard to be like, yes, this is extremely expensive and not a great house. And I would love for the family to live somewhere better, but can we find something better for the amount they're paying kind of thing? And so that's where I don't want it to go too far into it. And also with breaking the lease, we would want to make sure that we're not going to charge them more because breaking the lease might cost them more than what we're thinking.
Okay. You know that they put the for rent sign up for the next door? Is that what they're paying? $850?
I'd have to ask Rose real quick. I'm not sure. I saw that and then I mentioned it to our housing person and our housing person was like, we are not putting anyone in those units. And I was like, never mind.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Never mind.
I get it. Yeah.
We are
yeah.
we've been warned
Good.
with the resides now that we will not be working with that landlord.
All right, well, I guess I'll see if she can be more specific about the bathroom problem. I mean, I know that mirror has been sitting on the floor in the bathroom for a long time. And I don't know what the problem is in the kitchen, but I can talk to her about that.
When we went over to their open house, it wasn't called open house, whatever it was called, and his boss was there, he was saying that he has some houses that he rents.
Yeah, Adam does.
Adam does. So I don't know
yeah.
what Adam's rental houses cost or if they look better or where they're at or nothing. Does anybody know about that?
The home next door to it, as you're facing the Rizai household, the house to the left is owned by Adam Barty.
Okay, because
his
that's
boss
getting
at
fixed
work.
up. It's not. It doesn't have anybody living in it. Aren't they?
No, because
fixing
it's
it?
not finished yet.
Okay. Because I wonder how long it would take for that to get finished, and maybe that would be a better place.
It may cost more. I mean, Adam told me he has hundreds of rental properties in Tallahassee. So I don't know if IRC is working with him or not.
Yeah, I was about to say, could someone write out Adam's full name in the chat so I can message it to our housing assistant and she can look into it and maybe see if we have something, he might have something affordable for us.
Is Adam a Barty? Is that
Yes.
his last name? Like the restaurant, Adam Barty?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the brother of Z Barty.
Ah,
Oh,
Yeah, well, anyway. I mean, so he and Bashir are buddies, they're brothers, so if your housing person needs contact information, I'm sure Bashir can share the phone number if you
That'd
want to
be
go
great.
that route.
I'm just
Yeah.
sending them a message now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he owns Village Pizza and Pasta. That's right. You can probably find him. It looks like they did an article on him in Tallahassee Magazine. Sorry, I'm getting off on tangent.
No,
So,
no.
yeah, at least Gary, you've taken care of some major stuff. I wonder if we should talk about the carpet situation with Leah. Gary,
Oh my
do you
God.
think so, or
Do
do
you
you
want
not
me
want to talk about
to,
that here?
is it okay? I'm going to talk about the carpet situation. Carpet is wall to wall, including their porch. It smells, it's dirty. She knows it's dirty. Cheryl has shampooed the rug before. She has a vacuum cleaner, but they live on that rug. They they don't sit at a table, but this is kind of a personal thing. Because I really like them. And I would like to be able to just say, look, this is not working out. And you have two choices. You either get some small washable, machine washable carpets that you can eat on and get with the American way on this, because it's cultural, it's not religious. Eating on the floor is not, it's part of their culture, but it is not part of their religion. And I just was thinking that I could just look, Nafisa, I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm going to be really blunt with you. It's time for you to rethink your carpeting. I don't know if.
Gary, can I really,
Sure.
I really can't help but chime in. I lived in Afghanistan, and I've gone to native areas. I've gone and done eye exams on people that were 99 plus years old and never had a cataract in their life because of their lifestyle. Their lifestyle is totally different. We cannot impose ourselves on their lifestyle. I agree. I would like the carpet not to be nasty. I do feel it on Rahala all the time, and I'm like leery. I feel like putting a blanket underneath me whenever I sit. But reality is, and I've gone to their houses, reality is we cannot impose our lifestyle. They are not American, and they shouldn't become American in that sense. They need to keep their own identity. And if we impose our identity on them, then we're not being fair. Think about all the immigrants that we are as Jews. We come from Ethiopia, we come from all over the world and migrated here. Do we ask them to give up their identity as Ethiopians? They're still Jews. They don't lose their identity as Jews. But and that's just how I feel because I live there. This is their culture. And one of the things IRC said, and one of the things every organization says, when you adopt people, you have to respect where they're from.
Okay, Judith, please.
What I'm hearing is a concern for their health. So if there is a way, like, finding some reusable, washable rugs that can be put down when they're going to be sitting on the ground. That little baby, she's rolling around on that floor all the time. That's a brand new baby. And so, I think we need to find a balance here between respecting their culture, but making sure they're in a healthy environment, a healthy space. And if there are other problems, leakages and whatever, those might have larger solutions, more costlier solutions. But it seems like finding some washable rugs that can be put down when they are actually sitting down, or where I'm sitting down in Rohula and Basir's bedroom to tutor him and all. We should be able to have something to put down that's safer, that's not going to get them sick.
I don't have a problem with what any of you guys are saying. I'm just saying on a personal note,
Yeah,
I think
no,
the washable rugs are great. I'm just saying on a cultural.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
just think, and I'm also looking at it for health reasons. People think that the way they eat is not healthy in their own country.
We're not. I'm not. Yeah,
I'm
not
just
saying that.
No, I just want to get this point. I've heard Americans say that, being that I'm American and I'm being a soldier. But what amazed me when I was over there and I did eye exams, that there were 99-year-olds who had 20/20 vision. How many 99-year-olds in our country have 20/20 vision? Now, I'm not saying that we don't have that, but I'm just saying that from a medical point of view, the conditions in which they live, to me, is horrendous. I mean, it's awful. But at the same time, I do have to respect the fact that whether we like it or not, there's probably some positives. I'm not saying
we're obviously not going to force anybody to do anything. Cheryl.
What I was going to say is I have a carpet cleaner, and what I did was I brought it over and I showed Nafisa how to use it, and she cleaned the rugs. And I told her last night I will bring it again for her to use, but I'm going to talk. She had asked me how much it cost, and I said, oh, hundreds of dollars. I probably should have been more specific, but I was going to maybe show her that they could possibly buy one for less money, and also they can rent one. And so I was going to explore some options, because I can't remember how long it's been since I brought the carpet cleaner over, but I'm not going to be bringing it over to them every 2 weeks. So I'll see if I can broach that with her about, okay, let's talk about in the future. Maybe you want to get one for yourself, or maybe you want to rent one every month. This is how much it costs. So I can certainly approach that with her. The other thing I've thought about is, I don't know if any, some of the smaller, when my kids were small, I had one of those like little greens. It's a small machine where you spot clean, like when my kids were little and they'd throw up or make a mess on the floor or something. And I wonder if even if they couldn't afford to buy a big steam cleaner, I don't know, Lee, if anybody would be willing to donate one of the small spot ones, because Basir and now that Zara is eating, she was eating a piece of melon, she was eating a piece of bread, like. Anyway, I wonder if that would be useful for her, so she could get messes when they happen. So anyway, I guess those were just a couple of my thoughts about.
Speaking of that, I would like everyone's permission to show you some pictures that we have gathered over the last 5 months that we think tell the story of what we've done, and it might.
Can I comment on the eating situation as well, and the working on the floor? We have this issue in a lot of our apartments. We know all of our clients live in low-income housing. Most of our clients eat on the floor. Whether they're Syrian, Afghan, Democratic Republic of Congo, they really that's just their style. And while I definitely agree with Deborah that I think we shouldn't be changing how they are, I know it's really hard with like the hygienic part of like figuring it out. A lot of our women are constantly like, can I have a vacuum? Like, can I have something to beat the carpet and things like that? And so I think getting like washable, like machine washable rugs is a really good idea. My second point was, my understanding was when Nafisa fed the children, she usually had a mat down and like would walk, and that was what she washed. So she put the mat down, they'd eat, and then she'd pick it back up.
Yeah.
Is that changed?
Yes.
Well,
yeah, she uses.
They snack. When they snack, yeah, when they eat a meal, they sit down and they use the mat. But there's a lot of snacking happening when I'm there. It's like if she gives me food, and she always wants to give me something, then the kids want something too, and they don't stay still. So Anyway,
then-
Gary, what were you going to say?
I got, do you see the picture of Nafisa and the
Yeah.
kids? Okay,
Mhm.
we got 10 more minutes and this is just this morning. Look, let's talk about eating, huh?
Woohoo!
Did you add these to the Google's Photos link?
Okay, and Cheryl, talk about this photo.
We went to the Winter Festival on Saturday, just as it was getting started. And they love these characters who are dressed up. So that's little Ahmad and Millie hugging every single character that Ahmad saw. He would just run down the street with arms open and hug them and dance with them. So they had a good time. They were even introduced to Santa Claus, but that's another story.
And there is Bashir with his driver's license, and which he just got 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And everybody, you know, my car has been used to get 3 immigrants' license already, 1 Colombian and 2
Thank you, Gary.
2 Afghanis. And this is the circumcision party they had for little Basir,
Mhm.
and some pictures from that. And
Oh,
Daddy does the haircuts, which I guess we all know.
and there is Leslie's husband, who we all think Basir is just so cute. And there's Amini and Kamala, they're friends. There's Debbie. And this, I don't know if you can hear the sound, but that was the leak. I mean, that's like a waterfall, but that's been fixed. And Cheryl, was this also Winter Festival?
No, this was, the pumpkin patch on Mahan and Capitol Circle.
yeah.
We went there after going to Apnagora, and they had games for the kids, like they were throwing bean bags and I don't know, doing this, that, and the other. So it was just a little outing. Look, already you can see the difference between Zara and that picture and the pictures today, right? They change so much when they're little.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is just a picture of the tutoring materials and where it is in the laundry room. And here's, you can see how much the kids love each other.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Rahala. And Rahala does a good job of watching out. I just love this picture.
He's so careful about Zara.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that's the mat, the alligator, the fake alligator mat that they use.
Hmm.
And just another picture, and just to show you that how we try to use their language and to explain certain things to them. This is just part of Rahala's family IDs, because we'll be working with the family reunification. And there's Masood, the other family, and there's Ahmad, the one you saw hugging the costume person who I would have been really afraid of as a child. And there's Millie on the first day of school. She's been adjusting amazingly.
She's fantastic. She's quick.
Yeah. And there is there's Masood with his driver's license. And I was helping him with his resume. And so this is, we did some things in translating his diploma. And that's it. Stop sharing.
Great. Thanks, Gary, for showing that. I had kind of a couple of general questions maybe for Leah. I mean, I get, I'm not really sure what like you are supposed to be doing and what we're supposed to be doing and how our communication is supposed to flow. Leah, do you want to hear from every individual one of us if something comes up, or is it better for us to have a couple of point people who, if we have questions or issues, to bring those to you?
Yeah, I love the idea of point
yeah.
people just because it makes the group all on the same page as well. Because if we don't have a point person or two, everyone might come to me with the same exact thing. I'll be like, okay, I
Right.
heard this 15 times, no biggie, but it is a lot of emails. I love the group me. You guys are so organized in that sense because some other groups just want to make me an email chain and that gets very confusing. So I love that you guys have a little group chat that I can just like watch and listen to and see, kind of updates and think about things. Um, what you guys do versus what we do, um, really, it's kind of where you guys want to be. We really talk a lot with our volunteers about overextending themselves or going across what they might consider their boundaries. It sounds like you guys are very, very involved with this family, which I think is fantastic and everything. But if you ever feel like you're crossing your own boundary, that's where we need to have like a talk and go back and make sure that you guys are all comfortable with how much time and effort or energy that you're putting into this family versus how comfortable you feel or just what time commitment you do have. For us, the Resise have just finished matching grant, so they will no longer receive federal money starting at the end of this month, I believe. Got to be not 100% sure, and they will be moved into our CRS program. Our CS program should be receiving more money this year per the federal government, but at the moment it's pretty much we back away and we try and see the clients do self-sufficiency. And so we're there more for emergencies or something's gone wrong or he needs a new job and less hands-on. Like Rose HR, I know has been so hands-on with you guys. Miss Nancy will not be the same because she has every client from 3 months to 5 years that we've ever had. And so Miss Nancy backs off a lot and she's there just in case of things, if that makes sense.
We only have 2 minutes left, so let me just, and this is what you said, Leah, is really, really important. They've been receiving money.
Yeah.
Spend it at Publix, they can spend it at Walmart, and Bashir also has a job. And then there's the WIC program for little Zara. And
Basir should also be in that program.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Does that stop at the end of this month?
No, so they'll still receive like their Medicaid and they'll still receive their EBT and they'll still receive WIC. They'll receive WIC until Zara is 5 years old. Basir will lose it when he's 5 and Zara will receive it till she's 5. And then if they have another kid, they'll receive it till they're 5. We just have to make sure the next child gets signed up for it as well. The only thing that's stopping is the money coming from the IRC. So we have been giving them utility assistance or rent assistance. I'm not sure which one, but one of them to help with their rent and utility bills.
Okay.
That will end this month and they will have to work on it themselves.
That
which I know Nafisa has mentioned to me that she would like to work. And we're trying to find a daycare for Zara and Basir at the moment, just struggling.
Oh, yeah. She told me that Basir was going to be going to school in a month. So it's not quite that.
Yeah.
We have less than a minute.
Yeah.
Would we like to meet? Would we like to take a 5-minute break and come back? Or
well, it may not kick us off, Gary. Sometimes what is your experience?
It says less than 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Then I guess
it's going to kick us off.
Sometimes it doesn't, but anyway, never mind.
If you're interested, come back in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay. I have another question, so I can use that. Come back and ask.
Save that up.
I will. Totally.
Think of some more questions. You've got me today.
Thank you so much.
No problem. See you guys in 5 minutes.
Okay. Another 5 minutes.